Open the cover, it's just us. Let's take a dusty
This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
Hi friends, and welcome back to Bells with Books. I'm Miranda, and this month we're going to try something a little different. We are jumping on the trend of asking, is 2026 the new 2016? I don't know. So each of us have picked a book that were published in 2026 to see if it lives up to the hype, nostalgia, and the reading vibes that we were given in 2016. Of course, we're going to kick off things with our usual book news and adaptation minute, and then we're going to bring back Bianca's edition, our newest segment that we will pair with our books, a song that matches the vibe. It doesn't have a title yet, guys. It's a work in progress. We had way too much fun with that. And don't forget, it is on Spotify. I sent it to Bianca. I haven't posted it on our socials, but we do have a playlist for that. We're going to dive into our main discussion, of course, and wrap up with recent reads and acquisitions. So let's get into it. And hello, see the other half, Bianca.
Hello.
I went ahead and did that in case we decide to I was like, look, she's here.
I'm here. Which for me, you're over here for me.
Oh, are the opposite? Okay. Yeah. You're here for me.
How you doing, Miranda?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. A little sneezy.
Ugh.
But I'll be fine. It's all good.
As long as you don't have to do the antibiotic thing.
Nah.
I did that for a week.
It's just general springtime pollination.
Same. And it sucks.
Babe just decided now to make an appearance.
Hi, babe. Is she going to show herself?
Ta-da!
Hello, babe. She's like, what the heck, Mom? She's like, I want no part of this. I did not read this book. I'm not here for this.
Well, we do have quite a bit of book news that I'm very excited about.
I don't think I put any book news on there this week.
Yeah, you did. You put one.
Oh, one.
Hey, one is more than nothing.
I mean, the limit does not exist.
Veronica Roth has decided to return to the world of Divergent, and she is going to put out The Sixth Faction.
I need to know how you feel about this.
I was going to ask you that.
I've been waiting for this moment to see how you feel about this. Because basically, it's alternate. It's like if Triss had picked a different faction.
So, at first, I was like, you know what? That's cool. Do what you want to do. You're a writer. Your job is to make up stuff for a living.
And if you got this story in your head that you need to tell,
yeah. And it's off of one of your, arguably your most popular books to date that you've ever done.
Right.
So why not have fun with it? And then I started to see all the discourse online where people are dogging it, and I really don't understand why.
I don't either. Okay.
I'm glad we're on the same page with that.
Everybody was like, the comments were horrid. And even I have a friends group on Facebook, message, and there were some friends that were like, I don't like this. And I was like, well, I will be probably ordering it and reading it for science for all of you. And they were like, okay. I will report back. But they also were, and I won't name names, but I can pull up and see what was their reasoning. By also, our group name on there is the bad guy at the war room. But yeah, there was a huge discussion, and they were like, I'm not.
My thing is, I didn't understand the people who were saying she was writing it from money grab. I'm like, you obviously have not been paying attention, because Veronica has done nothing but publish many, many, many books. The
thing is, even if she's an author, and that is her job, to make money being an author.
Yeah, that is valid.
So, I mean, even if you
make that argument, does every book she published not a money grab? Like, I just read one of hers on my plane ride last year. Which one was it? It was number 1 of the Cursebreaker duology. A Win Among Crows. I didn't really care for that one. I found it kind of boring. But, I mean, I read it, and it was good. Like, for what it was.
Right.
The plot to me was just kind of flat.
Like,
but she has published so many books. Like, let her do what she wants to do.
I don't understand. So, new Divergent book coming out, and they said, so their argument is, I hated how the series turned in the 3rd, so no thanks.
I mean, I think we all did.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us were really happy with that ending.
Yeah. And apparently it's 2 new Divergent books.
Oh, is it? I thought it was just the one.
I don't know. One of them in the group said 2. Not confirming that.
Okay.
Saying. And yeah, that was kind of it. They were like, there were some of them that were just like, ooh, oh Lord, no.
So this new book is going to be called The Sixth Faction, and it's going to be focusing on Beatrice Pryor. It's basically when she goes in the first Divergent book to go pick Dauntless, but something happens at the choosing ceremony, and she doesn't get to choose Dauntless. We don't know what that something is as of yet, and we don't know what happens after that. We just know she no longer goes Dauntless. And that's all we know right now. But it is coming out October 6th.
Okay. I'm kind of excited.
And I like the cover. The cover looks pretty cool.
I really liked Divergent. Yeah, I know I look weird right now. Sorry. I really liked Divergent. Sorry, my cheeks are hurting. And we got time to go. No, I liked it. I mean, I don't think any of us loved the plot twist, but.
Well, that and Veronica at the time, she was in her early 20s. Like, this was one of the, I think this was like her first book series she ever published. So she was a brand new author.
And you grow and you learn, and maybe you go back and say, oh, I wish I had done that different, or, had an alternative. Either way, I will probably read it. I'm sure you will probably read it. I did, but I'm glad that you felt the same way, because I didn't understand the hatred and the discourse.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've talked about this many times. Sometimes it's just like popular to hate things.
Sometimes people just need to go touch grass.
You should touch grass. And listen, if you've grown out of it, well, I don't want to say grown out of it, because like I'm 41 years old and I'm still going to read it, right? But like, if you've decided like it's not your thing anymore, just say it. Yeah. Yeah. It's not that. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway.
Next bit of book news. This ties into the book that I'm going to be talking about today. We have a new Scythe prequel coming from Neal Shusterman called Rising Thunder. If you are familiar with the Scythe series, I don't think it's called the Scythe series. I forget what the actual series is called.
I can't remember.
Arc of the Scythe. That's what it's called. But this is going to be talking about how the Thunderhead came to be and how mankind got to the place it got in order for the Scythes to do what they have to do in the Scythe series. Mm-hmm. So I am very excited about this because I love Arc of the Scythe.
I have actually never read this one. Never read this series.
Miranda!
Too many other things to read. Which, I mean, I'm not Hope. I could be telling on her.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, go ahead and tell on her. Do it.
Listen, it was in the thousands.
Oh, I know. I've seen the spreadsheet.
Boys and girls, she got a spreadsheet. We love you, Hope. We do. We love you. She's got a spreadsheet, and she's like marcoing me, and she's like, look, and she shows me like the number at the bottom, and I was like, which I've never put all mine into a spreadsheet, so.
Yeah, I will never put all mine in a spreadsheet.
I don't need that. I already get enough judgment when I need from my TBR when I bring a new book in this house. I don't need extra.
But anyways, Miranda, I really need you to read the Scythe series.
At some point. So that's all I'm going to say.
Get on that, okay?
At some point.
I have lost my mouse in the bajillion screens that Brad has. Where'd it go? I've lost it. Oh, okay, there it is. Found it. Okay, let's move you over here.
Like, which screen are you on? Which monitor do you exist to?
But that is coming December 2026. Okay. Next book. Peculiar Stars by Rebecca Yarros has been announced. Let me pull up that article. She announced this on April 28th. It's described as a castaway romance. Peculiar Stars.
So it's not a military romance this time?
No. What would you do if you were stranded for 543 days on a deserted island with your fiance's cousin? Peculiar Stars follows Callista, who crashes during a cyclone and has to figure out who she is and who she really loves when everything is stripped away.
Interesting.
The book's official synopsis reveals that the slow burn romance will see Callista and her fiance's cousin, an ex-army medic, grow closer.
Okay. Military.
Yeah, but it's not directly centered around the military lifestyle.
No, it's not. But I was like, she's writing one that has nothing military related to it whatsoever? No, I don't think so. But she didn't.
I've read a couple of her non-fantasy books,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been cute. I haven't read any of the military ones. I'll put it that way, though.
I will say, if you're going to have to be trapped on an island, deserted island, the best case scenario is to be with a medic.
Yeah, valid.
But your fiance's cousin, and we all know it's going to be a happily ever after. So
yeah,
things about to get real weird when you get back home. Just saying. Things gonna be real weird.
Maybe they stay stranded on the island and just away from civilization forever. Maybe that is their happily ever after.
That would not be mine. I do enjoy camping, but I do enjoy technology.
Oh crap! I didn't say when that's coming out.
I don't know.
Peculiar Stars. I had it pulled up and then I exited out of that window. I was too preemptive with my clickies.
She was excited.
November 17th.
Man, this fall is
It's getting there. It's getting there. And then the next one and the last one is the one that you added.
I did, yes. However, I can't take credit for it because you sent me the TikTok.
Oh, yeah, I did. I recognize this now.
We just talked about it.
Yeah, we did.
So did I really add anything? I don't know. So Bianca sent me this fascinating TikTok that I was unaware of. I'll let you explain it in a second, but we are getting basically this is this book her detailing how she came about this, or is it her version of the Odyssey?
No, it's her version. It's her translation.
Okay, her translation.
Yeah.
So Emily Wilson is going to come out with a book, Crossing the Wine Dark Sea, and is her translation of the Odyssey. Because what did she find out, Bianca?
Well, she just went to go translate it, and she realized that of all of the translations, it's all been men. And I'm not saying only men have biases, but whenever anybody translates anything, your bias for whether it be pop culture, for your understanding of history, for what you have specifically learned, it feeds into how you translate things. That's across every human in the world.
Right.
So when she went to translate it, she realized that there were misogynistic undertones. Things were mistranslated because they didn't know about certain techniques that were used by the women during the Greek period, stuff like that. So she went in and she corrected those things. So we have a new translation of the Odyssey coming by Emily Wilson.
Because men.
Yeah.
Sorry. Bianca's being nice. I'm not.
That's the academic in me coming out. Sorry. But I was reading, the Harvard Gazette put out an article about it. It's called New Chapter for the Odyssey. It's by Jill Radskin. I will put it in the show notes now before I forget, in case anyone else wants to read it. But it starts out, there are dozens of translations of the Odyssey, the ancient epic poem created to Homer, yet Emily Wilson's is the first by a woman into English. Slightly more women than men get PhDs in the classics in the U.S., and yet the vast majority of translations that readers read in English for classics are by men.
Yep.
This is an issue, and we should talk about it.
We should.
And it goes on to say how Emily was like talking. She was like a guest speaker at something, and she was going into how she got onto this and everything. There's even some timelines listed here of translations if you want to see the progression of the translations as well throughout the years. Emily Wilson spent 5 years working on the more than 12,000 line poem, explaining that she aimed for a stylus register that would reflect the tension between poetic artifice and clarity. Her translations features words and phrases such as pep talk, stuck up, and tote bag. She explained her decision to avoid bombastic, archaic, or unidiomatic language by saying that such literary tricks don't get closer to the original.
You know, that's one of my favorite words.
What?
Bombastic.
You like that word?
I love that word.
Why do you like that word, Miranda?
I don't know. I just And then when Caden was little, he had this disc that was like kids songs, and I forget the lady's name right now. She's very well known in like the kids sphere, but she had a little song where she would do, it was like perpetuitous bombast, like she would teach them all these like words. She'd be like bombastic. I loved it.
I wish we were recording video.
We are.
Oh, we are.
Guys, this is me every day, all day.
You're like extra Miranda right now, though.
Listen, Miranda got good news this week. Miranda went off her antibiotic this week.
Miranda's feeling good.
Good news this week. I got some caffeine. Woo!
Okay,
Yeah.
We'll move on to Adaptation Minute now.
No, really quickly though, did you, because we've talked about this anytime we cover anything that's to do with the classic, did you have to hardcore study the Odyssey at any point in school? I did.
Yes.
Did? Okay. Because there's been a few that you're like, no, they didn't make me do that one. And I'm like,
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Now, I
Maybe
think
we
I
did
did it
Odyssey
in 10th grade.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think mine was
10th or 11th grade. I remember we had to make a map of where all he went. And we had to be really creative with it. So I like drew mine on a poster and like kind of made it look like an actual map. There was one kid in my class, I remember, she got like brown poster board and then like burnt the edges and like cut the edges and rolled it up so it looked like a pirate map. I was like, oh.
See, I did that. So we didn't have to do the big project with Odyssey. I don't know why, but we did with Romeo and Juliet. And we had to do Juliet's diary. We had to summarize the book like we were Juliet writing a diary. And so I actually stained paper with tea.
Okay.
And then burned edges because it was like we used to find it like later.
Yeah.
Like, this has been found like later. And then I like sewed it together. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know where it ever went to, but.
Now, you say you did Juliet. Did the boys in the class do Romeo?
They did. They
Okay.
had the boys write like they were right, but they didn't have to do a diary. They had to be like, oh, like you're writing letters as Romeo telling what happened. So theirs was, they still had to be like very, you couldn't just like write letters and be like one boy had this whole like box and it looked like it had been buried and there were letters and they were tied up with string and like, it was cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a really cool teacher. Yeah.
People are so creative. I love it.
I don't know if I have that creativity anymore. I mean, I do, but like, yeah. So because again, a lot of Adaptation Minute is you. So what you got?
Okay. Hulu is developing the drama Everflame based on the book from Heidi Cole McAdams and Penn Cole. I have not personally read this, but our friend Brittany absolutely loves this series.
I've heard great things about it.
But it's going to be under Hulu, co-creator Heidi Cole Adams, Cole, and 20th Television. A quick synopsis of the books. Everflame is set in a world where mortals live in poverty, subjugated by an elite race known as the Descended. When her mother goes missing, Diem Bellator suspects that the most powerful and most feared Descended in the kingdom, Prince Luther Corborus, may be responsible. As she embarks on a search for answers, she becomes an unexpected force in the mortal rebellion against the Descended and the center of an even more unexpected love triangle. Nice. McAdams serves as writer and executive producer, and Cole is also a producer, and then 20th Television is the studio. And that comes from Deadline.com if anyone else wants to look at the article.
Nice.
Yeah. But that came out April 17th, so that's pretty recent news. Okay. Where are we? Okay. The Verity trailer dropped.
It did.
I'm surprised you didn't hear my squeals. It dropped while I was at work, and I went on break, and I saw it, and I was like, ah!
How'd that go again?
Ah! It sounded like a seagull.
Oh.
But it stars Dakota Johnson, Anne Hathaway, and Josh Hartnett. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He was a 90s heartthrob, boys and girls.
Oh, I'll take your word for it.
He was.
But from what I saw, it looks like they're going to do a very good adaptation of one of my favorite books, so I'm super excited.
I'm excited about this. I know I've said that I don't really read Colleen anymore, but I have always liked Verity. And the people that trash talk it, go on. They're like, oh, I figured it out. Good for you. Let the rest of us enjoy something.
There's nothing to figure out. You're left with a question at the end. Are you team manuscript or team letter? Because even if you read the extra thingy that she put out later, to me it still doesn't really answer the question.
No, it doesn't.
So,
and we are in agreement on team.
Yeah. I would like to know everyone else's opinions, though. So if you could go on our TikTok and or Instagram and please tell me which team you are on.
Just a reminder, we are team manuscript.
Yes.
Hardcore. Straight up.
Next. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Apple TV has announced a new comedic drama, The Husbands, starring Juno Temple. This is an adaptation of the book by Holly Gramazio. And I just finished that book last week, and it was pretty cute. I liked it. I like that they pin it a comedy drama because that's exactly what it is. It's comedy first. Like, that book does not take itself seriously at all.
Well, I mean, I can appreciate that.
But it's about a woman who, this is in the very first chapter, so I'm really not spoiling anything. There is a very aggressive hare. Okay.
You're like...
So a woman goes out to her sister's bachelorette party. One, she is single and lives alone, and she's just kind of lamenting the fact that she's like, oh, I don't have anybody after she gets back from this back party. And she goes back to her flat in England. I'm pretty sure it's in London, but I'll just say England just to be safe. And there's a man in her flat, and he's like, oh, hey, honey, how was the party? And she's looking around, and she's like, well, this is my flat, but I don't know this man. There's pictures of us, and we're dressed in a dress and tux. Are we married? I don't know you.
I don't like this.
And this isn't my furniture, but that is my TV. And she's just like looking around at all this stuff. And she like finds his wallet and figures out his name and gets her phone out, like pretends to go to the bathroom, gets her phone out and like searches him. She finds out they've lived this entire life together. She has no memory of ever meeting this man, and he has to go up in the attic for something. So he goes up in the attic, and when he comes back down, it's a new man with a whole different backstory.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah, but it's pretty funny. It was pretty funny. Not gonna lie. And for the Swifties out there, Joe Alwyn's going to be one of the husbands. So, but that's coming to Apple TV. They have not released a date yet. They just announced like the cast listing. They're like, hey, we're doing this. And we're like, okay, cool. So that can be both Adaptation Minute and a recent read for Bianca.
There you go.
And then you have the next two things on here.
I do. So I just saw this today. Freida McFadden's Never Lie, which I have not read, is getting a movie, but it'll be on Netflix. So there's that. Seems like, have you read that one?
I have only read The Housemaid.
Oh, that's right. You've only done The Housemaid. Did you do the full Housemaid series?
No, just The Housemaid.
Book 2 is pretty good. There's a novella that I could have done without. And then 3 is... Yeah, it works.
Okay.
It works. We may be a little angry, but, like, it works.
I do plan on reading the second one closer to when the movie comes out, just so I can compare and contrast.
Well, now that I have watched the first movie, I am wondering how this is going to go. Because, I don't want to spoil anything. Let me just say, the gardener was not as big of a plot point in book 1 or in the movie as he was in book 1.
Yeah.
And he is very important moving forward, is all I'll say. And so I'm like,
interesting.
How are you going to do that? But
I guess we'll find out.
I did like the movie. I think overall it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I had a few moments where I knew what was going to happen and I still was like, I can't watch this. Like this.
Did you see what I mean about them making it bloodier, though?
Yeah, because I don't like, this sounds really weird. I don't like when you have people pull out, like, which they didn't pull out fingernails, but I'm just saying, I don't like when you have people pull out fingernails. I don't like when you have people pull out teeth. Mm-hmm. I don't like when you have people do stuff to their eyeballs. Just cut their head off and be done with it. Like, I'm okay with that. Chop off body parts, like, that's fine. But, like, don't be pulling out fingernails, teeth, eyeballs. Oh.
I can't stand in movies when they exaggerate the sound of that. Like, it's like a squishy
but it does
noise.
If you've ever had your fingernail.
No.
It does make a...
I mean, I know that, but I don't like it.
I've lost a fingernail before, not because somebody was, like, torturing me, but, like, I don't like it. Mm. Just cut the head off me, Dawn. Just be like, no hands, but no head. Like, ugh. All right. So she's gonna get another movie. So I guess Miss Frida, who is not Frida's not actually her name. I guess she'll continue to go by Frida McFadden, though, don't you think? Even though she's been ousted at this point. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, because that's what she's known for now.
I mean, yeah. If you switched her name, people will be like, who? What?
Yeah. No.
And then I actually just found out about this. Apparently you knew. And if we talked about this, I don't remember. So that sounds horrible. But I saw The Magician's Nephew, which of all the Chronicles of Narnia has never gotten an adaptation. They usually skip right over it, which is technically book 1. People don't realize that. But it is actually book 1 of Chronicles of Narnia. It's going to be delayed, but it's being delayed because it will be coming out in theaters. So it's going to be delayed to 2027, which... in reality, when you think about it, like, it's already May of 2026. It's not really that far. Like, it is, but it's also not.
Yeah.
So.
Which I still have mixed feelings about this adaptation, so I'm just kind of like, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. The Chronicles of Narnia has been adapted so many times. Like, granted, you just said, I know Magician's Nephew never has been, but what's her name who's doing this? Her name just escaped.
Greta.
Yeah.
It's a Greta Gerwig.
Yeah. She says that she plans to do all of them, and I'm just like, we have so many other things that we could adapt.
We could, but I was a huge Narnia fan growing up. Yeah. And I have never fully just loved any of the adaptations. Like, I liked a lot of them.
I loved
also seemed to
first.
Give up. Yes.
The one that Disney did back in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
The first one of that one was good.
Yeah. Which is
I watched that religiously. Yeah. The ones they did after that, they were not that good.
But that's the problem. It's like nobody ever does Magician's Nephew, and then they do The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, which there's so many adaptations of. There's some really good. There's a really good British one that I used to watch when I was like really little. And they're great, but like then they don't take it any further, or if they do, they kind of suck.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I think that's me. I'm just burnt out on it, and I'm just like, I don't want to be disappointed again. I mean, pick something else.
Kind of like the conversation we had like privately in our group the other day, where I was like, I'm okay. Like, yeah, reboot, excitement, but also like, can we do something else?
Yeah.
Have we run out of ideas?
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, I am excited because technically this is something new, while it's also not something new. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I'm excited. But it's going to theaters now because originally, did you say it was going to be on Netflix?
Well, it's still going to go to Netflix, but they want to do a theatrical release first. So it's going to run for like 1 or 2 weeks in theaters and then go to
then
Netflix, even though it's still a Netflix film.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I mean, as of right now, that is all of our adaptations and our book news for the moment. I'm sure the minute we finish recording this, there will be something that we're like, of course there is.
We forgot that.
Well, I feel like it's never ending anymore, which is both a good and a bad problem to have when you're in the book world. Yeah. But this month we decided there's been a lot of people on Book Talk, Bookstagram, whatever, doing the trend of is 2026 the new 2016, and where they are doing things like reading books from 2016 that were published, or just revisiting the books that they did read in 2026, talking about what their favorites were from them. We went over our lists like privately to look, and what we actually have done is we both picked a book that was published in 2016. Mine is a first read. Like, this is the first time I read it. Yours was definitely a reread because, as you mentioned at the top of the show, that it is something that is, it's like I'd say one of your favorite series, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. It's up there. It's up there.
Yeah. So we are going to just go through that. Now, 2016 was 10 years ago.
Let's not talk about it. You didn't have to bring that up, Miranda.
Listen, 31-year-old baby Miranda. Yeah, I would have been 31. Oh, God. Sorry, I just had a moment. And my face wrinkled at like the right moment. I was like, oh, God. All the things. I read some interesting books that year. I'll just say that. Nothing bad. We both looked at our list.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Let me go back.
Yeah, let
me go back. Take me there, Goodreads.
Watch it be the day that Goodreads is like, I'm not good at work.
Are you going to cooperate?
Why would it? Does it ever?
How did we discover that we have to do this?
So you have to go to a reading challenge.
Okay, I'm there.
And then past challenges and goals.
That's not there.
It's not?
Nope. How do
I would say we're both on computer this time. It should be the same.
Yeah, you'd think.
I scrolled down.
Okay, hold on.
Like under.
Let me go back home. Let me go back to the home page. Okay, view challenge. View challenge. Yeah, the past challenges thing isn't there. It was there last time because we did it.
Yeah, mine's here. Yeah. I went to my picture on the right-hand side. I clicked there.
Okay.
And then the drop down, I did reading challenge.
Yep.
And then I scrolled down underneath, like.
It's a different page. You do have to go this route. Okay. Yep, there it is. Okay.
It's a pain in the butt.
2016.
2016. How many books did you read in 2016?
16.
But you would have been in school, yes? Like, was that one of the years you were in college?
I think that was when I started my first master's, so yes.
I was going to say, Bianca's done lots of college. So.
Yeah.
So I read 50 that year.
Which, that's pretty light for you.
Yeah, but let's see. Caden would have been in like elementary school, and I was spending a lot of time in the school then, volunteering for whatever. So my reading, like the year prior to that, I read. Oh yeah, that was low for me. That was a low year. We must have been really busy in 2016. I don't remember.
So in 2016, I read. Oh, that was when I started reading Colleen Hoover.
I think it was for me as well because I just see. Well, maybe no.
I read 1, 2, 3. I read 4 Colleen Hoover books that year. A quarter of my books that year was Colleen Hoover.
This was the year I found one of my favorite series. It was, I believe this is the year. Let me double check.
And then that's also when I discovered Miss Peregrine. Because I read Miss Peregrine and Hollow City back to back.
That is. So I read a lot of Charlaine Harris that year.
Oh, okay.
A lot.
That's True Blood, right?
Well, she does not just True Blood, but yes.
Okay.
And then one of my favorite books is 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. That was really good. I read that apparently that year. And The Chemist. I read the Stephanie Meyer Chemist book that year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Still haven't read that one. It's sitting on my shelf. Just haven't gotten to it yet.
I really thought you had.
But anyway, so 2016 was a pivotal time for, I would say, YA literature, because that was also when like the fifth wave was popular.
Yeah.
I remember Glass Sword, the sequel to Red Queen, had just come out.
Mm-hmm.
So YA was like booming that year.
Yeah. Let's see. Big book releases 2016. Oh, we got the Harry Potter and Cursed Child book.
Oh, yeah.
That year. There's a lot of It Ends With Us. We got book 2 of A Court of Thorns and Roses. Caraval.
Oh, yeah.
Your Caraval book. Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. Ruth Ware's The Woman in Cabin 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was a good year, man.
Six of Crows book 2, Crooked Kingdom.
Okay.
Let's see, The Couple Next Door.
Oh yeah, I read that one too. Sherry Lapina.
Yeah, of course. Your book that you will get into in just a moment came out that year. It's book 1.
Scythe by Neal Shusterman, which I will talk about. It barely made the cut. It came out in November.
That's okay, because we had a debate about mine, because mine technically did come out in 2016, but it came out in 2016 in the UK, which it is a UK publisher and a UK author. So it makes sense. So
that's fine by me.
We determined it counts. It counts. So we saw the trend, thought it was really cool, started talking about our books from 2016, and decided instead of just making it a post on social media, we would make it our month. Yeah. So the month of May, which mine is a mystery. Yours is kind of, sort of also a mystery in a little bit of way, I would say. From what I've read about it. No?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Well.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, so we are just drama. Lots of drama. Drama and mysteries ahead, boys and girls. So we are going to revisit 2016, and I am going to let you go first and tell everybody about your book.
Okay. I had the little summary pulled up, and then I hit the exit button. Give me one moment.
You're fine. It happens.
So I will say, prior to this, I don't think I had ever seen the word Scythe written out before.
Really?
Like in 2016 when I had like read this, and I remember I was telling my mom about this book, and I kept saying Scythe. She was like,
valid.
She was like, Bianca, what are you saying? I was like, Scythe. She was, and I showed her. She was like, Bianca, that's a scythe. I was like, oh.
Listen, I grew up in a very farming community, and like I took a lot of classes on farming, and so like technically they would talk about one, and so.
Well, like once she said it, everything made complete sense.
I think every single one of us have a word that like we know the word, but we'd never seen the word, and then the first time we saw it, we were like, what?
I did the same thing with a certain character from Twilight. Once again, I was trying to tell my mom about the book I was reading. 16-year-old Bianca had never seen this name on paper before, and I was like, yeah, the dad, he's a doctor, his name is Carlisle, and I think that's just a weird name. She just looked at me, she was like, Carlisle? I was like, yeah, like look at this, it says Carlisle. Bianca, that's Carlisle. Oh,
you know, I don't know that I had ever heard the name Carlisle before that, or if I had, I hadn't. I don't know.
So yeah, 2 pivotal moments
in
Bianca's life has centered around seeing words that she's heard and never read before.
Listen, we were probably all taught to read according to like phonics system.
Yeah.
So like sound it out.
That's right? What I did.
That's what you did. You were like, this is a dumb word. In fairness, If you look at how it's spelled, it's a dumb word.
It is. It is. It has to be like Latin or French or something. It can't be English.
It is. It's derived from something else. Yeah.
Okay, but this is a YA book. If you are a fan of the Hunger Games, you will love the Arc of the Scythe series. I'll put it that way. So here's the summary. 2 teens must learn the, quote, art of killing. A world with no hunger, no disease, no war, no misery. Humanity has conquered them all, even death. Now, Scythes are the only ones who can end life, and they are commanded to do so in order to keep the size of the population under control. Citra and Rowan are chosen to apprentice to a Scythe, a role that neither of them wants. These teens must master the art of taking life, knowing that failure could mean losing their own. The more they train, the more Citra and Rowan learn that a perfect world comes with a heavy price. It is a depressing book, but it is a good book. I'll put it that way. I did take notes. I'm not going to go into too much detail though, because I do want everyone to read it if you have not read it, aka Miranda, so I don't want to spoil too much.
Oh my God.
But so in this world, they have perfected everything. Humanity has peaked. They have even conquered death. We are now immortal. You can, I forget how they phrase it, but I think they say turn a corner, and it's basically where you reset your body. So if you get to like 80 years old, you're like, okay, well, time for a reset. You go and you get reset to like 25 years old, and you can just start all over.
I don't think I want to be 20, but okay.
But because of this, people can live infinite amount of lives. They can have infinite spouses, infinite children. So they have to have a way to curb the population.
Right.
Enter the Scythes. They have taken on this role. They're treated kind of like monks. They live a solitary life, a confined life. They only meet up with other Scythes at their conventions once every quarter. It's basically once every 4 months.
It's like a secret society meeting.
Kind of, sort of. There is no government. I won't say they act like a government, but it does get very political. And very moral. There's a lot of moral questions in here. But in place of government, there is what's known as the Thunderhead, which is derived from what we know as the cloud, and like computer cloud. It's basically evolved and taken on a life of its own, and it's called the Thunderhead, and it kind of rules over humankind except for the Scythes. It cannot interfere with any Scythe dealings.
So they're not like Grim Reapers?
They are to a certain extent.
Okay.
You can look at it that way, yeah.
Because that's immediately visually what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Scythes do wear robes like a monk, and they can choose their own colors.
Do the colors mean anything?
Personality-wise, yes.
Okay.
Not like legislatively or anything like that.
Okay.
But some Scythes take on the role for not good reasons. They don't respect the sanctity of life that it is. They look at themselves as gods or celebrities. That plays a big role in these books as well.
Are they treated as such by everyday people, though, that would make them have that ego?
If they allow it, yes.
Okay.
Some Scythes don't want that, and they actively avoid becoming celebrity. They don't they look at what they do as like the greatest human burden they have is to end someone's life. But there's just a spectrum, and every Scythe has their own way of killing, which is not called killing or murder. It's called gleaning. When a Scythe does it, it's called gleaning because it's supposed to be like a sanctified and dignified way to die, basically. If another person were to murder someone else in this world, they do have revival centers. So your death is not permanent.
Interesting.
But when a Scythe kills you, it is permanent. But so Citra and Rowan are 2 teenagers in this world. Citra is like a very smart, bookish girl. living about her day, and she just basically accidentally encounters a Scythe, and she impresses him. Because the general population, they tend to run away in fear and just try to avoid Scythes because they don't want to draw attention and be like, oh, don't pick me, don't kill me to die.
Right.
But she just gets irritated. She's like, this whole Scythe business is just stupid, blah, 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 blah. So she just kind of like confronts him and questions him. And this particular Scythe, he likes that. He likes being challenged.
Oh.
So he remembers her. Rowan, Citra is a girl, Rowan's a boy. Rowan comes from a very large family. There's like 20 kids in his family because his parents have like turned the corner so much. And he is what he calls the lettuce of the family. He's squished in the middle. Yeah, squished in the middle, wet and soggy. There's nothing remarkable about him. But one day a Scythe comes to his school and gleans the quarterback of the football team. And no one wants to be, I think his name was Cole. He's only in the first couple of chapters. But no one goes in with him. And Rowan is like, someone needs to be with this kid, like if he's going to die. So he wants to go in there, and he sits with Cole while everything happens. And it's the same Scythe that Citra had previously questioned. And Rowan's act of kindness also impresses the Scythe. So the Scythe invites both of them to basically be his apprentices for the next year. However, only one of them can advance to actually become a Scythe. So they basically battle it out to see who can become a Scythe. And that is the short summary of Scythe by Neal Shusterman.
Okay.
Some things that I do want to bring up that are talked about in the book. Is immorality actually a utopia? If no one dies naturally, does life lose meaning or a sense of urgency to it?
Interesting.
Yeah. That this book gets deep for a YA book. I forgot.
A lot of YA books actually kind of can get deep, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of political stuff in YA books. There's a lot of, like, people don't realize that, but there's like a lot of hierarchies, political systems, teenagers learning how to be human, be adults. There's a lot that happens in them that I think we forget, because you think about it. We were just talking about Divergent. Yeah. Technically that's why.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Hunger Games.
Yeah. Fifth Wave.
Yeah.
All of those that we,
Everything from the late 2010s.
Well, I mean, it was popular.
Yeah. But this one immediately starts out heavy, and I forgot how heavy it was because it'd been a while since I read it. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's also the question of, I was talking about the Thunderhead, which is, I'll call it AI for lack of better verbiage there. But if the Thunderhead is like so perfect in all of its dealings, why does it leave the gleaning to humans? Why doesn't it select who should die? Why does it leave it to the Scythes?
If you're this all powerful, why are you letting other people make a decision, basically?
Yeah.
I could definitely see where this could cross into religious territory questions as well.
There is also, I didn't even get into this in my little summary thing. Religion is talked about, not any one specific religion is talked about in this book, but there is a religious sect in the book. I think they're called the Tone. It's not heavily featured in book 1.
Okay.
I remember it being heavy in book 2 and 3. But their symbol is like a fork looking thing, and they ring the fork, and there's like a tone that comes out of the fork, like when you ring metal.
Oh, so it's like a tuning fork.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they are in search of whatever that is. But that does play a part in this. Excuse me. And then the big question is, should anyone have the power to decide who lives and dies? Because even if there's rules, obviously the Scythedom, it can show how easily power can become corrupt. Because if you give someone the power to take life,
Yeah.
There's nothing really stopping them from doing that.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of deep stuff's covered in Scythe. It's really good. I think there's 3 original books. Let me fact check myself. Arc of the
I was actually just about to ask you how many books were part of the series.
Series. Take me to the series. Oh no, there's 4. I never read the final one.
Okay.
I say final. It was more like a after.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was originally 3. It was Scythe, Thunderhead, and then the Toll. And then he published the Gleanings as kind of like an after type thing. But then, like I said, the prequel is coming out in November. So I guess there's going to be 5 total, unless he decides to do even more. He could pull a Suzanne Collins.
Yeah.
It's up to him. But so Scythe came out in 2016. Thunderhead Book 2 came out in 2018. The Toll came out in 2019, and then Gleanings came out in 2022. And you do get multiple points of view. You get Citra and Rowan, and you also have diary entries from various sides.
Okay.
Which I really appreciated. The 2 main sides that we cover here, it's mainly their diary entries that we're reading. And they basically, they have to write in the diary because, okay, let me back up. So the Thunderhead, the AI I was talking about,
right,
it observes literally every second of all humanity and it records it for history.
Okay.
There's no privacy. It doesn't invade your thoughts or anything, but everything you do is tracked and recorded.
Gotcha.
Except for size.
It's like Big Brother.
Yeah, the Thunderhead just takes a big step back from size. They don't record anything the sides do. So the size to keep diaries so that they can have a record of their history.
So that they're not like lost to the world, basically. They're not forgotten.
Yeah. So does that make you interested and want to read it immediately?
Immediately? I don't know. I'm on like a mystery, like thriller kick.
Okay.
Also, I arc too close to the sun, and my arc list is
You got a lot of them.
Oh God. This is really hard for a mood reader.
Well, that's Scythe by Neal Shusterman. Everyone, please go check it out, and then you can nerd out with me about it. Miranda, tell me about your book.
So, let me pull up my notes. I chose Magpie Murders. It's actually, to me, a perfect fit. It was published in 2016, in October 2016 in the UK. And it's kind of been really fun going back to like we were looking at books at that time and kind of like seeing for you, obviously you answered the question without answering it, was like, does the book still hold up? You know?
Yeah, mine does.
For me, this was a first read, and I won't lie, I did this a little backwards because I actually watched the TV adaptation first.
I didn't know the TV adaptation.
There is, and I didn't know it was from a book. So like I found the TV series and was like, oh, this looks interesting. Turned it on, watched it. And then they were talking about a second season and I was like, what? And I couldn't find it anywhere. It's because it's under a different name. So each season follows the name of the book instead of just being like the Magpie Murder season 1, season 2, season 3. So I actually did it backwards. And, you know, normally I'm against that. But like I said, I did not know that that it was a book. And that's when I found out it's like based on a book by, and I was like, the show, of course, is structured so that each season covers a different book. As I said, it's kind of a cool concept. So going into the novel, I basically kind of already knew like the major beats, but it is interesting to see how the story was like kind of originally constructed and then how much detail is kind of layered into it. Because as we all know, like a lot of adaptations do a really great job. Or some don't, some miss the mark. A lot of them do a really great job though. But there's always something missing. So Magpie Murders is a series. It's the Susan Ryland series. And to give you a synopsis of book one, Alan Conway is a best-selling crime writer. His editor, Susan Ryland, has worked with him for years, and she's intimately familiar with his detective, Atticus Pund, who solves mysteries disturbing sleepy English villages. Alan's traditional formula pays homage to queens of classic British literature and crime, such as Agatha Christie and Dorothy Sayers. It's proved hugely successful, so successful that Susan must continue to put up with his troubling behavior if she wants to keep her job. So when Susan receives Alan's latest manuscript, in which Atticus Pund investigates a murder at Pile Hall, an English manor house, she has no reason to think it will be any different than any of the others. There will be dead bodies, a cast of intriguing suspects, and plenty of red herrings and clues. But the more Susan reads, the more she realizes that there's another story hidden in the pages of the manuscript, one of ambition, jealousy, and greed, and that soon will lead to murder. So what I appreciate they do is they tell the story in two parts. The way it's structured, it's not a standard mystery. It's a mystery within a mystery. So you're reading what appears to be this classic, very Agatha Christie inspired detective novel, complete with that small village setting, suspicious cast of characters, very methodical investigator. And then, that's the story following Atticus. And he's trying to solve the murder. And genuinely, it feels like it could have been written like decades ago, kind of like an old golden age crime fiction. But then you have a second layer, and it's modern day narrative, which is following Susan, the editor, who is working on this very manuscript. So you're reading the manuscript too, like you're reading both.
Okay.
And this is where things get to interesting, because at first the two stories feel kind of separate and you're like, what? But the book goes on, you start to see how they actually start to mirror each other and how the clues in one story will actually inform you about what's happening in the other story. And I really appreciate this because it feels intentional, right? Obviously, it has to be if you're making it match up like that. It's like the book within a book. It's not a gimmick. It works. It's packed with clues, red herrings, which do irritate me, but they're required in something like this. And it has a lot of subtle parallels that kind of like reward you for paying attention, essentially. It turns you, the reader, into a detective in two different timelines. And to me, it's just like a really smart way to play the genre.
So did you figure out the whodunit in either the manuscript or the book?
I did.
Okay.
I did, but that's okay, because there was I figured out part of it and I guessed it early on, but then I wasn't correct about everything. It's okay. I figured out the who, but the why per se wasn't the why I thought.
Okay.
I will say the structure, if you're used to a very classic, maybe cozy mystery or Agatha, it could be jarring maybe, because you're like, wait, what is happening here? But it's not a straightforward mystery. So if you go into it expecting that, I think you might be a little disappointed. I think the pacing could feel slower to some people because you are doing the separate stories a little bit. But you have to settle into one full story before realizing that, I think. Once that shift happens, I feel like it's full payoff moment.
Okay.
Because I did watch the show first, so I found the comparisons a little fascinating. The adaptation, as I said, it does do a great job of bringing the story to life. The book gives you so much more insight into the actual clues. You're having to pay attention just a little bit harder when you're reading the book versus watching the show. The writing style is really good. The heavy nod to classic mysteries is a lot of fun, because even if you take some of the more modern day mystery writers that pay homage to Agatha Christie or Sayers or someone like that, it's still modern, right? And when he's telling you the one half of the story, it's definitely a classic mystery. I think it's very clever and very layered and well constructed. And it feels like both a love letter to classic detective mysteries and a fresh take on the genre, even though it came from 2016. Now, there are 3 books in the series currently. And the reason I say currently is because book 1 came out in 2016. He didn't have book 2 until 2020, and then book 3 in 2025. So I anticipate there could be more. I'm hoping there could be more. It's written by Anthony Horowitz.
Are they written independently? Like, can I read one without reading any of the others? Do you know?
Technically, you could. So it's kind of like in a lot of those mysteries where they follow a series like this, where Susan is going to be our main character for every one of them. Susan and Atticus, right? Because in book 2, it's called Moonflower Murders, and it's kind of the same. Now she's retired, and she's living a good life, and she realizes one of her former writers knew, which is Alan, right, from book 1, the writer in book 1. He ends up knowing the murder victim that happens in book 2. So it's like, oh crap, here we go again.
Yeah.
And she starts seeing parallels again between another Atticus story. And but what I really love about the show is when she is trying to solve any of this, she talks to Atticus like he's standing there in front of her.
Oh,
but he's actually not. But like they'll be standing like near each other, and he'll talk to her, and she talks to him. But obviously, they're not responding to each other.
Yeah,
because they're different timelines. He's fictional, she's real. And the guy that plays him does a fantastic job. He has he's not super emoty, but he has this face that does really good at like conveying, like without really changing.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. So I would recommend the show as well. I think it was done. Is it done by BBC? I think it might be on.
It says PBS on my
PBS. Okay. I couldn't remember if it was one of the PBS ones or if it was one of the BritBox ones. But it's done really well. And if you follow along, season 1 or series 1 is Magpie Murders, then Moonflower Murders, and then Marble Hall Murders. Murder. But season 3 just came out recently, and I have not watched it. But it does say that murder links past and present once again. So he sticks with he made an equation and he's sticking to it.
See, I remember when this came out because I was still working at Barnes, and I remember putting this book out, and the cover freaked me out. I thought it was like a horror movie or horror book.
Because it's a red cover with a black. Are you talking about that one? The red cover with the black bird? With
the black bird. When the bird has like different symbols and stuff in, I was like, oh, this is creepy.
Not horror. It's a mystery. Crime thriller. Very book clubby, if that makes sense.
Okay,
it'd be a great book club book. Book about books. This would have qualified when we did our book about books. Because technically it's a book within a book. Definitely, it has a 3.94 on Goodreads. I think I gave it a 4.5.
Okay.
I can't remember on my Fable.
What kept it from being a 5?
I think because I already knew.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think, and that's not the book's fault, but I mean, you rate them based on your feeling.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is.
Valid.
I think I already knew. Well, I know I already knew, but like, I think that's what it is.
Well, do you want to continue reading book 2 and 3?
I do, even though I've already watched, because again, I didn't know. I watched season 1. I think I watched these back last year when I got that stomach bug and I basically didn't leave my couch.
Yeah.
I was like, I need something to do. Just gonna lay here sick. Don't feel good. And then I realized, I was like, oh, this is a book series. Well, I'm going now. So, and they do a really good job. It's very fun. It's very Agatha Christie meets Agatha Raisin, kind of.
Agatha who?
So there's a cozy book series where the main character's name is Agatha Raisin.
Oh my gosh.
And she does like, she does like, it's that quintessential, like she shouldn't be a detective and she's always butting her nose in, but she solves cases.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Atticus is very, he's like a Poirot. So that's why I say Agatha Christie meets Agatha Raisin is how I feel. Yeah. I think I've talked about Agatha Raisin on here before, like a long time ago. It's an MC Beaton.
Oh, yeah. I know that name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just never heard Agatha Raisin.
Yeah, her name is Agatha Raisin. It also has a great television adaptation, which I read the books first on that one, but yeah.
Well, those are our 2016 picks that you should pick up in 2026, people.
You should.
And I do want
both
to read.
Both of them are continuing.
Well, and now that I know that Magpie Murders is not a horror book, I do want to read it.
No, not a horror book. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
I will add that to my never-ending TBR.
Right.
We will now pick our songs.
Oh.
So, Miranda, I am very sorry. I literally could not choose between two songs, so we're going to have two songs for me.
Okay. Okay.
First is, let me make sure I get the title and okay. It's Legends Are Made by Sam Tennis.
Okay.
This is how legends are made. That song,
yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That perfectly fits. But another song that also perfectly fits is Who's Afraid of Little Old Me by Taylor Swift.
How did I don't know, just
like the Legends Are Made song is like big and boomy and all encompassing. Mm-hmm. And with the way book one ends, Chef's Kiss, it fits perfectly. But Who's Afraid of Little Me perfectly encompasses how I feel like most of the sides feel, is that they necessarily don't want to do this job, but they don't want anyone else to have to do this job.
Okay.
So they don't want to incite fear. They want to give everyone the dignity and respect they deserve. So they're like, why are you afraid of me? I'm just trying to do my duty to society, basically. So both of them fit. I could not choose. Could not do it. Sorry.
I honestly have been really struggling with this one because I could go with like the theme, like of the book, kind of like the more like, I don't know, almost like just going off the energy of the book. I kind of feel like Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones.
Okay. Okay.
But also Seven Devils by Florence and the Machine.
I don't think I know that one. I know Florence, obviously, but I don't think I know that song.
Like eerie build. It's kind of like haunting tone. Feels like secrets are kind of like.
That's every Florence song.
I know, but it's like it gives something is very wrong here.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
Okay.
Well, if I have two, you can have two.
Well, then we will have two, and I will add those to the Spotify playlist.
Yeah.
And no, we don't have a title for this.
Literally in the show notes, I just have song vibes.
What's your song? Yeah, I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Okay. Well, add all those to the list. Just don't forget to send me the link again so I'll just keep adding it to the show notes. That way it can just be in every show note.
Yeah, we'll just put it in every show note.
Yeah. But our final segment, recent reads and acquisitions.
Time to pull up Fable.
I'll go first because I really don't have a whole lot. Recent reads. I finished Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. It is a whodunit told backwards. You start with the murder and you work your way back to figure out why and if it can be prevented.
I like this. I like
I
like
really,
when they're different like that.
Yeah. Next, I mentioned The Husbands. I think I gave it 3 stars. It was just a silly little goofy book. It's a good like break book. If you're like reading something intense and you need a break, that's a good break book.
Okay.
Obviously I read Scythe. Yesterday, I finished a book called Mr. Magic by Kiersten White.
Why does that sound like something I would read and not something you would read?
Because it very much was a Miranda book.
Did things happen?
I would say it's a starter horror book. Like it wasn't full blown horror, but
that is not what I thought. But keep going.
I'll send you you've seen this book around.
I probably have.
View book details. Give me the book. Copy, paste to Miranda so she can see the book. Yeah, it's definitely a horror book, but it's not like super duper scary. Mm-hmm. I was reading it while I was getting my nails done on Thursday.
Oh, I did mine too.
Oh, I like yours. Mine are just like you can't see. They're like pastel pink.
I can see. Yeah.
But yeah, yours has cool like
I went very
pattern.
like, yeah.
That's very emo. That's very 2008 of you.
Actually, longer than that. This makes me think of like 2003 Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But there was one scene that I was reading while I was getting my nails done, and I had to like look up around the salon and like ground myself and be like, this is not happening to me. This is a book. This is not real. Let's watch her.
The horror, like the amount of horror that I do.
No, I very much have to be in the mood for it. And I was in the mood for it. That's why I chose this one. It came up on my Libby finally. So I was like, okay, we're going to do this. The premise is interesting. So you start with this 30-something-year-old woman who works on a ranch out in Utah, and her dad dies, and she's holding the funeral. And this group of people comes to the funeral, and they're like, her name's Valerie or Val. They're like, oh, Val, we're so sorry, but we're here for you. We've been looking for you for years. We didn't know what happened to you. She's like, who are you? Why are you looking for me? But it turns out she knew all these people when she was a child and does not remember it. So she has to go back and figure out how she knows them. Turns out they were all on this like kids show together.
Why doesn't she remember it? Well, I mean, you can't tell me, but
I can't tell you, but that's a great question, Miranda. But in between the telling of the story, you get Reddit posts or social media, Google searches, stuff like that of everyone in the world like contributing to the lore of the show that was called Mr. Magic.
Sorry. I'm like, yeah, I know you want me to read Scythe, but like, I love stuff where it's not told traditionally like that.
Yeah, no.
Love.
This was really good. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads. I gave it 3.5 stars on Fable. There were just some slow parts that I'm like, can we just get on with the show now?
Okay.
But it also has the part that got me, which I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. Because you remember in the movie Poltergeist where the little girl is sitting in front of the TV and the TV is like talking? Yeah, that happens. That was the part where I was reading and getting my nails done. I was like, okay, Bianca, you need to calm down.
Oh, I love that stuff. I love that kind of stuff.
But so the premise is that they're all like getting back together to do like a reunion podcast, and they go to like this remote house out in like southern Utah in the desert to do this podcast. Yeah. But as it turns out, the author, Kiersten White, is former FLDS. And when I found that out, it actually made a lot more sense to some of the plot that was put in there.
Well, she's kind of maybe sort of telling her story as a fictional horror. Because listen, I finished that documentary.
Oh, did you? Oh.
I know that's not what we normally talk about here, but I'd be glad to, because I was like, what? It's technically part 2. People don't realize this. It's technically part 2 to
Keep Sweet and Obey.
Yeah, which that was
crazy in and of
horrific.
itself.
That was horrific.
But the sequel, what's it called? What was that called?
Hang on,
I just finished it.
Yeah, both of us just finished it. Hang on. Because I was trying to call it by the wrong name the other day, too, when I was telling somebody else about it.
Trust Me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's called Trust Me, the False Prophet. Do you see what I mean? We're going to go off on a tangent here for a second. Do you see what I mean when they started singing after dinner? And had a talent show?
The first time I was like, oh, that's kind of sweet. Like, they're trying to introduce, and then I was like...
When I tell you I had to pause it because I was laughing so hard.
I was watching this by myself, and my dog was like, Widget was like, what is, like, because I lost it. I was like.
And then when he was jumping on the rocks.
Oh, parkour. That's what I was thinking in my head. I was like, the camera guy, he's lying, right? Like,
Tolga's just like, that's so impressive. How do you do that?
Oh my God, how do you do that? Tolga's like, you dumbass. You are such an idiot. He doesn't say that, but like, we know that. Like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I was
okay.
I was thinking, where, you know what I'm talking about, where he's like,
yes.
All my head kept doing.
Okay, and that's our
Listen,
tangent for this episode.
If you are not bothered by documentaries that talk heavily about criminal activities within the FLDS community, allegedly, allegedly, all my friends that do crime podcasts have to say that word a lot. So I'm just going to throw that word out there right now. That allegedly took place, then you should watch this because listen, my flabbers were gasped. I was like, what is happening here?
And just when you think that it cannot get more absurd, it took it 20 more levels up to the sky.
This is where, do you remember that documentary that came out in like 2020 where that guy abducted, that was like friends with her parents, abducted her and like made her think she was in a spaceship and like
no
came out during the panini and like he was friends with her parents and her parents were just letting this grown man take her. And okay, so that documentary is the same way. Like every time you think this can't get any more absurd or this can't get any more like cray, it in fact does. And you are left wondering if anyone in this story is an adult or has any common sense. Because I'm just telling you right now, the first time that grown man looked at me and was like, oh, I'm going to take your daughter. No, you're not. There were same with this one. Trust me. I was like, no, I don't.
Well, it's like when Sam was telling those grown men he was going to marry their daughters. Like, why are you offering your daughters to him?
The Lord said, or whoever said that you have to give me your daughter.
That was not the Lord.
Please be so for real right now.
Yeah,
He did not. No, he did not. Yeah, and then you're like, oh, here are all my young children. And I'm like,
no.
Oh.
But, ladies and gentlemen, we are, in case you don't notice, we love good conspiracies. So we do have a good conspiracy theory episode coming your way. That's something to look forward to, by the way.
We do. I used to say, like, we got a couple more episodes before that, but yeah, we're gonna do conspiracy theories. And I used to say, I'm a conspiracy theorist. And then like I started realizing how many things are actually conspiracy theories, and I was like, I'm just not maybe a full-on 10 hat wearing conspiracy theorist, but I got some. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. I did read a book.
Oh wait, hold on. Sorry. I didn't go over my acquisitions.
Well, I have no acquisitions, so I'll do reads real quick and then you can do acquisitions because I behaved.
Okay. Congratulations.
I know, right? 41 years it took me.
41 years and 1 month.
And Miranda just got a job, so it probably ain't gonna stay that way. Corporate world, here I come, so I can buy more books.
Oh, yes, we are unhinged today.
To the corporate world, yay!
Okay, what did you read, Miranda?
So I did read something that some people would be like, "That's a conspiracy." I read "Chasing Space" by Leland Melvin. It is an autobiography. He is most famously known for being the astronaut that has his dogs in his photos with him. That's how everybody knows him, as the astronaut with the dogs in his photo with him. It was great. I really loved it. He talks about like becoming an astronaut. He had something happen to him where he almost like, it kind of like took him out, basically. He had to take a step back. So that was interesting. Because, listen, I love space. Okay. Space. And I won't lie, like the Artemis got me really like back into space, I guess I'm sure it did for a lot of people, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
F1 is back. Just came back this weekend after a long hiatus because rightfully so, they canceled some of the races that were going to take place in the Middle East area. And they said safety. So they canceled them. So we have had a long break. And so I was in a mood. So I read an F1 romance. I read Cross the Line by Simone Soltani, I believe is how you say her last name. Soltani.
I don't know. I'm going to Google it.
Simone, I apologize. I think it's Soltani.
Yeah, I think so.
It was really cute. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. I haven't actually read really any romances in a long time. So I was like, oh, okay. I mean, well, I have, but not like I used to. I go on spurts. It was really fun. I gave it a 3.5. Nothing wrong. It's just fun, light read because I needed it after that arc of Parade of Horribles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel. I'm digesting still. That's Dungeon Crawler Carl, Book 8 by Matt Dinniman, which I'm very excited. Bianca just started her Dungeon Crawler.
I did. I'm on chapter 4.
I'm a little scared.
I was texting James too. I was like, so I started it, and he was sending me all kind of gifts and stuff.
We need to make a chat with me, you and James, because I'm a little scared because there are some things in here that are a little like, well, like big eyeballs. Like, what did they just say? I'm a little scared, but I'm also very excited because I love this book series so much, and I did not know that. And I would have so many emotions over a lit RPG like this. But I have lots of emotions and opinions.
Just to let you know where I'm at, he is going through the tutorial.
Okay. This is fun. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. So you have met Princess Donut.
I have. I already love her. She's very sassy.
You are going to continue to love her. You're going to be so attached to her. I'm telling you, she's fantastic. And the two of them together, it's great. I don't think you'll cry because you don't cry like Hope and I do, but.
I'm not a crier.
No, but I think you will.
If something happens to Princess Donut, I will cry.
Oh my God, if something happens to Princess Donut, I'm going to riot. Never mind, I was going to say what I was going to do, but that would be premeditated murder if I was like, allegedly.
Well, that gives me hope because if you're on book 8 and Princess Donut's still alive and kicking, I'm like, okay, we're cool now.
I think people would probably find Matt Dinniman real quick. But he's not done, so
yeah, that's true. Is it gonna be 13 books for each level?
No.
Okay.
10.
Okay.
10.
Oh, okay.
But he will complete the dungeon. No, he will complete. He is like.
Okay.
It said it follows it from floor 1 to 13.
Okay.
No, don't worry. I gave it 5 stars. But I'm digesting.
Well, you've given most of them 5 stars.
There's a few of them that've gotten like a 4 or 4.5.
Okay.
Yeah. This one almost got physically yeeted across the room a few times.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
I'm reading it on my tablet, so I can't do that.
Yeah, that's what stopped me because it's an arc. So it's on my tablet, right? And I'm like. But yeah, Matt knows how to play with emotions. I may have been more angry at him than I have been at Rebecca Yarros.
Oh, goodness.
But it's okay. It's okay. And then I also read a graphic novel, which is MrBallen Presents Strange, Dark, and Mysterious.
Okay.
He's a YouTuber.
MrBallen.
Yeah.
Strange, Dark, and Mysterious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stories by MrBallen. He is a YouTuber. He tells horror stories, true crime stories, things like that. I don't think that's what he originally set out and did. I could be wrong. But it was fun. I enjoyed it.
The guy on the cover looks like Damon from Vampire Diaries.
That's MrBallen.
Oh, well, he looks like Damon.
When you see him like in person, he's not.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he still kind of does. I mean, you could look him up, Mr. Yeah.
Let me see what he looks like. MrBallen.
His name is Jonathan Bartlett Allen, known professionally as Mr. Ballen. He's an American internet personality, and he's a former United States Navy SEAL.
Oh, okay.
He's best known for his victim-oriented true crime stories and mysteries on YouTube.
Okay, yeah, no, he doesn't look like him.
No.
Just on that cover. Okay.
Yeah. But it was cool. I enjoyed it. 5 stars.
Speaking of, we'll let the people know, because I sent you the picture the other day of graphic novels. The Road by Cormac McCarthy has a graphic novel.
Which we talked about heavily.
I was like, why? Is it just going to be pictures?
It could be better.
It could be pictures of just never-ending landscape.
It could be better.
And snow.
I mean, maybe if it comes to the library, I'll
try it.
Which I texted Bianca and I was like, I never told you this because I didn't know then when we did that. It's The Road is one of my cousin's favorite books.
And I responded, your cousin needs better interest in books.
There are some books he and I agree on. He loves Grady Hendrix.
Okay.
He's a huge Lord of the Rings fan.
Okay.
But then he hated Fourth Wing, and I said, "Good enough for you."
You cut off there.
Oh, I yelled at him, so I'm probably better. I was like, "Good enough for you." He said he hated Fourth Wing.
Oh,
he hated Fourth Wing. Yeah.
See, no. How are you gonna love The Road and hate Fourth Wing?
Because he says it's a literary masterpiece.
Okay. My mama taught me if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. So.
Oh, I wasn't nice, but that's okay. I didn't like it because we talked about it before, though. Like, reading is subjective.
We did a whole episode on The Road if y'all want to go back and listen to us complain.
Reading is subjective, and if you loved it, that's great. Not everything has to be a literary masterpiece, and
not everything is for everyone.
No, so you do you, boo-boo.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to be doing that anymore. So I have no acquisitions. I am actually extremely proud of myself.
Good job.
Yay. It was honestly being busy.
Yeah, you have been pretty busy.
Yeah. I have a lot of arcs that are on their way, but I don't have any. And do you consider an arc an acquiesce thing?
I mean, technically it is.
Technically, yeah. Well, be on the lookout, boys and girls, because as I mentioned, I arced too close to the sun. So there's a lot of those that will be coming up soon. But yeah, as of right now, I haven't bought anything, and I'm very proud of myself. So, what'd you buy?
So I participated in Independent Bookstore Day. That was that last weekend? I think it was last weekend.
Last weekend before, something like that.
Yeah. And my local independent bookstore was having a 10% off all books that stacked on top of your membership if you had it. So I was like, I will take advantage of that. I bought 3, but I'm only going to showcase 2 because one was a gift for someone. Not for you. I can tell you about it after, but just in case.
I was like, it shouldn't be for me. That's coming up.
My first one is The Time Hop Coffee Shop by Phaedra Patrick.
So cute.
Look at the sprayed edges. It's so pretty. But this says, welcome to the Time Hop Coffee Shop where wishes can come true. And it's just a cute little cozy book. I've read, what was the other Phaedra Patrick? I've read another Phaedra Patrick book, and she just writes cozy books.
I don't think I've ever read anything from her.
I see the cover in my head. I just don't remember. Oh, The Messy Lives of Book People.
I don't remember you talking about that one.
And I think I also read The Little Italian Hotel, did I not?
Oh, wait. That sounds familiar.
Oh, wait. No, I never got that one. Okay.
Oh, but it sounds familiar. But
that's one of her more recent ones. I think that was published 2023. So
okay.
yeah, that just came out a few years ago. But yeah, I read The Messy Lives of Book People. They're cozy little fiction books. And then I also got the Book of Lost Hours by Hayley Gelfuso. Here's that one. This is a GMA book club
that.
day.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know why, but I've seen that one in a bunch of places. But that would be why.
But the tagline is, who would you rewrite history for? You enter the time space, a soaring library filled with books containing memories of those who have passed and accessed only by specifically made watches once handed down from father to son. But now it's mostly in government hands. This is where 11-year-old Lisbeth Levy finds herself trapped in 1938, waiting for her watchmaker father to return. And that's
Was it YA?
No, this is adult.
Okay.
Yeah. But those are my only acquisitions.
That's not bad, though.
Not
Just 3.
bad.
Well, 4, but one's a gift. So.
Yeah. Well, no, 3. Those 2 were mine. 1 was a gift.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. But I've been utilizing Libby a lot. That's how I read The Husbands. That's how I read Wrong Place, Wrong Time. That's how I'm reading Dungeon Crawler Carl. So yeah, Libby is just taking over my life at this point.
I'm glad you said that, though.
Crap,
That's actually a good announcement that I should say. Is like, Libby now has Dungeon Crawler Carl, which before now was not a thing. They were only available on like Kindle or Audible is the big one because of Jeff Hayes and his amazing work on the narration there. But like they officially, I think it was just like last week, a week before. It's been recent.
He made a huge social media post.
Yeah, he did. But and Libby did as well. Like Libby was like, look what we got. We got them all. And my understanding is Libby will have book 8.
Yeah.
On release, like when it releases.
Oh, as soon as it came out, I got a notification my library acquired 38 copies of book 1.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, they're not crazy. They know what to anticipate. So if you've been wanting to read it because I've been talking about it, go check out Libby, because that's honestly where I've been getting a lot of my books recently as well. That's where I got the F1 romance, the MrBallen book I got from the library, but the F1 one and Leland's book I both got from the library and then Libby. So everything I read this month actually came from the library or Libby.
I do have one more acquisition that I just forgot. So I went to a fundraiser a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
For a local, I'll call it a girls' school for lack of a better word, but it's kind of a second chance place for young girls to go when they have nowhere else to go. But the fundraiser was called Men Who Cook, and it's various men in the community who, you don't have to own a restaurant. Like there were men there who just cook for fun. But if they do have a restaurant, they were promoting it, obviously. And they were showcasing some of their favorite and or best recipes that they have. And for $10, you could get the cookbook. So I did.
I thought it's a fantastic cookbook for just $10. I would pay more for it.
And so when they said it was only $10, I was like, heck yeah, I want that.
Right.
But they have that fundraiser every year. It benefits the Pace Center for Girls.
The Pace Center is a fantastic center. We have a personal friend that put us onto the Pace Center, basically. Yeah. That's how we are aware of it. If you are local to them and you can get involved in any of their fundraisers or support them, I highly recommend that you do.
There are various ones throughout Florida. It's a Florida thing. So
yeah.
If you're located in Florida, look for Pace Center for Girls and look for the fundraisers because they are amazing. Though I had a lot of good food that day. My favorite, there were 2 favorites. One was, this is going to sound weird, but it was bacon bourbon ice cream.
That doesn't sound weird. It doesn't sound weird.
I had like 3 cups of that stuff. It was so good. And then, probably one of the pizza places. We got the business card. It's down on the beach, but it was just excellent pizza. So
the people that did own restaurants, did they have like their food from their restaurants there?
Well, they just had sampling. So they had 3 different categories. You either had appetizers, entrees, or desserts. Mm-hmm. So they had to enter in one of those categories. Like they couldn't have multiple food items.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
So-
they had something that you could try from their restaurant to decide
Yeah.
like, if you wanted to go
Yeah.
there.
But then, like I said, some guys were just there for the fun of it. Like the guy
Right.
who had the bacon bourbon ice cream, he just makes that. Like, that's just his. Like, he's like, oh, this is like my party food. I'm like, dude.
Can I have a party? I want to be your friend. It's like bacon bourbon. Oh, yeah, it's like when people make something really fantastic and they're not like a professional chef or something. They're like, oh, this is what I make for my friends for my birthday. And I'm like, can I be your friend?
Yeah.
I love food.
But so the cookbook is recipes not from this current year, but it's from past years. But some of them do come back every year. Like I recognize some of the recipes that I ate. So I was like, ooh. And for only $10 and it goes to a good cause.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. But with that, be sure to follow us on social media platforms. You can follow me personally. I'm at Style and Freak on Instagram and TikTok. You can follow Miranda at Mom's a Nerd pretty much anywhere and she pops up. Follow our podcast on Instagram and TikTok at Bells with Books Podcast and also YouTube. I think we are up to date now on our YouTube.
Pretty sure we are.
Miranda's put a lot of work into that, converting everything to YouTube so you can listen if that is your preferred platform. We are still working on Spotify. We promise we have not forgotten you Spotify listeners. It's just a lot of back end stuff to deal with.
Yeah. It's very time consuming. You have to take each audio file and you have to do some converting and you have to do the thing and the thing and the thing. And yeah.
But it's on the way.
Yeah.
I know we keep saying that, but it's coming.
Yeah. If anybody wants to volunteer their time.
And then Miranda, what's going on in Place to Be Nation World?
Well, this is going to sound bad because I just froze and everybody's going to be like, nothing. Honestly, there's always something for everyone here on Place to Be Nation Pop Experience or any of our Place to Be Nation family feeds. We have everything from wrestling to movie of the day to song of the day. And if you go to Place to Be Facebook group, there's conversations there all the time about various different things. So I feel like really no matter where you fit into the pop culture world, there is something for you here at Place to Be Nation. Of course, we appreciate it. So as cheesy as it sounds, we are on our home here, Place to Be Nation Pop Experience. So if you could like drop a review on whatever, forum area place that you do listen. And we really appreciate you being here with us to investigate, is 2026 the new 2016? And we'd love to hear what your favorite books of 2016 were or that you recommend. And we will see you next time. Next month, we have a big month to celebrate.
It's my birthday. It's my birthday. Woo, woo, woo. And we're going to be covering a new Taylor Jenkins. Well, I guess it's not new now, but it's new to me and new to you.
It is still her newest. It is still her newest read.
But since we are both in space vibes, we're going to do Atmosphere.
Yes. So we actually...
I can't wait to see what song you choose.
I know. So we will be reading this one together and discussing it together. Of course, as always, we will do our best to not spoil so that you can read it as well if you haven't, because it did just come out last year. So if you want to gear up to join us, we will be reading Atmosphere. And then we have some fun things planned for the rest of the year. We're actually planned out for the rest of the year, boys and girls. So we have some fun things coming up as well. So thank you for listening today. You're welcome for talking, and always keep reading.